Hello everyone and welcome to what's going to be a new campaign of Victoria 3. And this time we will be playing Greece, which is going to be actually the first time ever I'm playing Greece. I didn't even do like a test run to see how it goes. So it might go poorly. But that's, makes for a good story, right? What's the story if there are no risks of failure? But about the theme, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Byzantic, you're going to form Byzantium. And there will be a day when I will do a Byzantine campaign, because I honestly have to. But this is not going to be the day. What I actually am thinking about the theme is, so last time we played a lot in Africa, and actually I kind of like it. I actually get to know the details of the state, how it works, how the geography of the region works a bit better. And I think that's really nice. Another region I want to get to know a bit better is actually India. I have never played in India. I still don't have the newest DLC, which I think it's fine. Like, guess it makes for a bit more stable India, which is probably for the best when AI is in charge in there. But we are going to be recreating the Alexander the Great's empire. So of course the goal of our conquests is going to be India. And of course Persia, Egypt to some degree. There's not going to be set borders except for one small thing. So one thing is we're going to be following in Alexander's footsteps. But the other goal is something I've noticed. When you look at map of potentials of opium, I mean, this pretty much covers the area. Going a bit further to Indochina and actual China, but other than that, I mean, right? There is a bit in Mali and in New Granada, but that's just singular provinces. So the goal of this campaign is to control every single province that produces opium. Which, I mean, the only connection to Alexander the Great is basically the shape of how it grows. Which I think is fair enough. I think it's going to be interesting to see. It's not going to, doesn't have to be necessarily that all the opium has to be produced by Greece. And we will be staying in Greece. We are not going to be forming Byzantium because it is the Hellenic period, New Hellenic period, Neo-Hellenic period we're going to be starting. So it's not going to be Byzantium, just Greece. And yeah, it's going to be pretty tough, I think, because Greece kind of starts at the start. It's probably the smallest nation I played in a while. I did a Krakow run once. And hopefully, I mean, I will probably end up in the rush at the end of the campaign, as I always do. I hope I will be able to avoid it. But probably that will not be possible. Because there are some issues. So Greece is actually not too bad of a nation when it comes to laws. Laws are actually pretty nice. So we start with oligarchy, which is one of my favorite types of government, to be honest, because they have the minus 10% legitimacy penalty from ideological incompatibility. Which is crazy nice, because to get that from actual voting clause, you need to have, even with universal suffrage, you don't get the minus 10. In other types, you get a penalty. And with autocracy, you get a penalty from ideological incompatibility as well. So that's why I like oligarchy a lot. We might just stay with it till the end of the campaign, or maybe I switch into single party state or something. Or maybe democracy, depends. Oligarchy would kind of fit with the Alexander's footsteps kind of idea, because, we would be like the Diadochi? Is this how the plural is of the rulers that took over the Alexander's empire? Monarchy is nice for the authority at the beginning, because we have few states, so we will actually be able to use those edicts quite well. We do start with a professional army, which is a huge advantage over the Ottoman Empire. And Egypt actually has a professional army, but Persia has peasant levies. Egypt has professional army. That's interesting. But still, that's pretty nice. Interventionism, really good. Per capita taxation, of course, not ideal, but good to have from the start, I suppose. Religious schools, local police force, not ideal, but we do not have a health system, which means getting public health insurance is going to be fairly easy. And yeah, I mean, pretty decent, all things considered. On the other hand, though, our technology is surprisingly terrible. We don't even have line infantry at the start. And yeah, we're pretty far behind on everything, which, as I said, I haven't done any test runs. I'm assuming we will be trying to suck up to Russia, and maybe even, like, if they want to make me their protectorate, I actually wouldn't be against that. We haven't really played as a subject of anyone, and this might be the best way to get a fast start, because I probably want to get as much stuff at the beginning as possible. But we also start recognized, of course, which is a pretty nice bonus. Only 20% interest rate, which is honestly not too bad compared to some nation. So yeah, the first decision is, what do I want to research? Do I just go straight for military? And I think I do. Just as much as possible. Granted, weekly innovation is not that much. But I think this is something that has to be done as the first thing, just to rush to skirmish, to be able to handle the Ottomans ourselves as much as possible, to depend on the others' help as little as possible. We do have tax on tobacco, which is probably not really that important. But actually, with less than 10 minutes of explaining at the beginning, I can get to playing, but we're not unpaused yet, so don't celebrate too early, but we are on the way to actually get to playing. I'm not going to be doing that much in the Isles, because there's not too many people living there. I think it's a bit of a waste. Manufacturing, I don't think that's going to give us that much benefit. We definitely want to get some consumption taxations if possible. I guess this would be the best option. No, we're not exactly making crazy amounts of money, but what can you do? Now, where is the most logging camps? Either way, not that many. Guess there's a few more over here. Yeah, the problem is we don't have any coal, so becoming a protectorate and joining the Russian, or anyone else's, frankly, customs union, probably would be for the best. The thing is, we could play independent market, but I kind of want to do things a bit faster, and usually I get stuck in doing things on my own, while joining someone else's customs market might speed up the build-up of the Greek economy quite a bit. And yeah, I think we need to hurry quite a bit to get things done. Can I afford 3 of those? Let's try 3, and then we'll see. Now, granted, the good thing is having iron mines at least means we can get some decent tools. Actually, it might be better to get those logging camps, those construction sectors over here, actually. Because we can get an iron mine. And then a tools workshop as well. I was thinking about doing like industrialization tutorial video based on Korea, because Korea has some really interesting states, and like their beginning position, they can become one of the leader producers of iron and coal in like a year or two. Just very quickly. Industrialization as Korea is very interesting, but I'm not sure how to make it as an interesting full campaign. And let me know if you have any ideas about that. Unfortunately, Greece is not as good when it comes to industrialization. Okay, so this is looking good. Lower everything. The army doesn't matter, wages doesn't matter. We are going to keep per capita taxation at the current level for now. Might be thinking about some imports. For the time being, it's going to be fine. I think we're going to be also doing some diplomatic maneuvers. You're losing crown. Oh, right. Well, that I don't really want to do that. let's suck up to some people. Austria. It seems like this is all I can do, but maybe I can rival some people as well. Let's see, the Ottomans. I mean, there's no reason to pretend we are going to be friends. Serbia, yeah, we don't like Serbia. Montenegro, we hate them. Ionian Islands, our greatest rivals. I think there's an event that you can annex Ionian Islands. But maybe I want them to like me, actually. And I guess this is fine for now. Anyone want an alliance, perhaps? Russia for an obligation. I think they might want to... they will want to do it on their own anyways, so... We're getting some stuff spreading. In the beginning we won't be really able to do much, but that's fine. What? Is it another bug? Or why can I see... What? Okay. It's not the first time this happens. Did this actually work? Apparently it did. Okay. Yeah, we do have an okay amount of bureaucracy. Like ties with Wallachia, Morocco, Tunis. Even Tunis, I was like thinking, oh, maybe we could snipe Tunis. Tunis has 400,000 more population than we do. And like twice the amount of battalions. Granted, they're probably on peasant levies, but they have peasant troops just like we do, so we are really unable to do much. We are really depending much on retaking our cores from the Ottomans. Which, I mean, Ottomans usually don't have the greatest game, so eventually we will be getting them. I'm hoping. Now, probably if you can min-max it, you can get it really quickly. I think we start with a truce, so not that quickly. 9 months left. Go Paulo, Cuba, gets Puerto Rico, which happens very often for some reason. But as I said, I didn't really read up any guides to strategy. This is actually the first time I'm playing Greece. And I hope at least it's going to be interesting. Actually, okay, so we have tools here, but we have no iron. We actually don't even have tools in the market as well. We have no glass, we have no coal, and we do have a few clippers apparently. We have no paper, I think. Yep, no paper in this market. Actually, there are no tools in this market, so we are just setting everything up from nothing. Yeah, shipyard is the only industrial building we have. It just seems like the Greeks' ships are a long tradition. Interest groups, show me. Oh, right. Our government is currently this, but if we add a few people in... I think I prefer military. We can get to 90%, which is amazing. Having over 90 legitimacy means we're pretty much guaranteed to be just having overwhelming amount of loyalists. Sucks when we join this. We have the China War. We have problems with wood. What's going on here? Okay, now it fixed itself. Good. Let's get some stuff from Russia. And Austria, I guess? Oh, wow. What? This is just 2 of those? They're using like 100 each? I mean, maybe. Yeah, okay. Well, it's going to fix itself pretty quickly, I think, so it's going to be fine. We have armed forces ruling the petite bourgeoisie at 12% already, and the church is very strong because of the state religion and, of course, education. I mean, yeah, we cannot really increase it. I think turmoil is not going to be much of a problem. We have exclusively Greek pops. Yeah, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Immediately starting to run into some money. But yeah, we cannot afford this many construction sectors. Just not a great side. And I'm just cutting them pretty quickly because it doesn't really help. Like having 3 construction sectors versus 2, the difference in percentages is very small because the majority of your construction is still coming from the base value. So going to that over that is really just a waste of time, I think. Yeah, logging camps are going to be expanding, and as we are getting to get our tools as well, eventually, I might start working on tools first, because in theory, yeah, first thing we're going to be making them out of wood. Oh, of course, that was what I was afraid is going to happen. Actually, this is not bad. This I wouldn't mind at all. Now, ideally, I would switch the government a little bit. Stall. Who's stalling? Intelligentsia is going to be very pissed. Why are you so pissed? Well, a few reasons, I suppose. I don't think they're going to be revolting over this, at least I'm guessing, and even then it's not really that crucial. But it would be nice to have. We got a bit of a flip, but a lot of people are happy as well. Free bureaucracy is pretty nice. I mean, we cannot afford interest on this stuff. This would mean losing the current legitimacy. The second one is not too bad either. How are our investors doing? Yeah, pretty damn poor. We are really a tiny economy. So let's get this logging camp, and then I'm going to pause for a second. Or honestly, just remove another of those construction sectors. And then I'm going to just click wildly over the UI. Get this remove credit and then just go down to medium taxes. Just to remove interest. Yeah, there's no like having 2 construction sectors and having to pause versus having 1 construction sector and just working non-stop it's a no-brainer. Right now we just need more construction sectors. Logging camps. Now the question is, do I care about this? Insignificant power is interest rate is going to be increased. Migration attraction leverage resistance is going to be increased. I mean, the maneuvers would probably be the biggest weakening, but honestly, I think I prefer having more money. Okay, that's typical Byzantine slack. Luckily, bureaucracy is not really a problem for us at the moment. Russia is cordial with us, which is excellent. I'm thinking... And the important question is what's going to happen between Egypt and the Ottomans. Get some kind of a trade with those guys. Don't really want to use an obligation for that. I think we already owe them a little obligation. I would prefer to maybe use it to actually get them in a war against those guys. I can rival Wallachia apparently, which I think makes good enough sense. We'll see once the relations with Russia improved 50. That we can do something about it. Why do we have 2 armies actually. Really bit of a waste. I guess might as well keep the Hussars, and you are mountain combat expert and cruel. That's actually decent enough. This guy is going to be pretty nice, I think. 10 bureaucracy, strengthening the church. I will do it, but only because I'm sure that if I don't do it now, I will forget to do it later. We're gaining radicals a bit faster because, yeah, high taxes, lowering our legitimacy, and of course taxes themselves are quite problematic. Our intelligence is going to just start going crazy. And slowing down, lowering enactment time is not really helpful that much. In this situation at least. Okay, we've fixed the problems with credit. We are slowly gaining a bit more money. We really don't want to go into debt. Slowly, very slowly building up our tiny economy. Yeah, it's going down a little bit in the beginning, but that's fine. Might prioritize tooling workshop now, to be honest. Because this is going to be such a massive boost to wood production. I think it's going to be double? Yep. So tools would be pretty nice. And I think, so it's going to be 30 and one uses 5. So we can support 6 logging camps. It's about what we are going to have. Actually, we can support more because goods produced in Victoria Free are not actually goods. They're just price. The goods don't exist, only price exists, if you know what I mean. Basically, you can sell more goods than you are producing in your own market. So tools will be a bit expensive, but they will be in enough supply. And of course, we also will be able to get even more by just switching to iron production. And 1 iron mine is going to perfectly satisfy this as well. This is all going to work out quite nicely. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, we don't really care about the petite bourgeoisie liking us. The -9% loan interest rate is really good, but not when we cannot afford to actually do anything with it at all. Oh yeah, now our economy is getting a sudden boost out of nowhere. Because we just finished like 1 building. And maybe we can afford a construction sector if we're feeling lucky. I'm not really rushing atmospheric engine, which usually is super powerful and super good because we have no coal in our market. Like, in our market and in our territory. So, for the time being, I don't think it really changes that much. And we need to do a lot of work in the military technology tree, so I think it's better to focus this for the time being. And this stuff is slowly going to be discovered as the time goes on. Over here we're getting stock exchange, which is probably one of the better options, to be honest. Getting academia would be kind of nice, but it's not like we can afford universities anyway, and just a few universities is going to be massively changing anything. Medical degrees, no, we actually need pharmaceuticals. That's far away. Far away. We got a new guy over here, traditionalist, pacifist, traditionalist. And we got a successful on National Guard, that's nice. Do we even have... We have a vineyard. So you guys might as well go for prestige. We are actually approaching max gold reserves quite quickly at this point, so I guess might as well get 1 more construction sector. Why is it just... Oh yeah, there's also... Private construction is getting something. Oh, that's why we're making money. Obviously. Yeah, this is going to be finished quite quickly and then they won't have money to get anything else done. It's just going to be building wheat farms. Honestly, it's not too bad. Wheat farms are a good way to lower the amount of radicals. We don't really care that much about it because we have very high legitimacy. Wait, what happened? Why did it break resource improvement with everyone and so on? And we did become insignificant power, but some of those things I'm not sure. Okay, Russia wants a defensive agreement. And that's going to be fine to have. Trade agreement? Yes, please. So now we can do a lot more trading with Russia. So let's see what we can get from them, now that it actually doesn't cost us that much. Okay, debate success. For a nice I'm just praying the next thing is not going to be debate low debate failure, as it usually goes. Russians don't have any coal either, so I'm looking for furniture. Yes, please. It's going to be pretty cheap. We're already importing this from them. Opium. Hopefully this button in the import tradeout is going to be disabled by the end of the campaign, but that's quite ways away. Yeah, as long as we're getting something out of it, might as well take it. Porcelain? You guys don't really have it either. Nope. Cloves are a problem, man. Our peasants are just... maybe actually I should have taken the throughput on the vineyards. Russian wine is something we just will have to use for the time being. Fabric? Nope. The price of grain is pretty nice. We're eating way more fish, of course, as usually I do in my my campaigns. I can give you guys some tobacco. Going to increase the price of it, but that's fine. Ooh. Yeah, actually I think we are become... oh, low debate failed. Now I'm feeling a bit silly predicting it would happen just a second ago. Yeah, apparently we are becoming a wood exporter. Kind of in the middle. Not sure if I should have removed those trade routes, but it's fine. We're working on that tooling workshop that's going to be taking quite a while. Vineyards, okay, those guys are actually going to be working on some decent stuff. And because I've noticed that, well, not I, on the Forex Games server, we noticed there is a bug. Basically applies. So you have, when you are under 50 million GDP, you get this multiplication bonus to investments. From what we've noticed, for some reason, this multiplication bonus applies double to government buildings. Russia is granting our independence. Excellent. So, see, logging camps should be getting around 100 cash, 120 something to the investment pool. But because the times 3 applies double, so it's times 6 instead, it's massive part of our investment pool. How is it almost 2,000 when this all adds up to... what? How does that work? Oh, because this is before times 3, but the logging camps is has times 3 before it. I'm pretty sure it's still the case. I don't remember the paradox saying anything about fixing it. But looking into it to calculate it exactly, I think we can. There's a lot of time to do it. Luckily, this is the only building we own as a government, 100%. So government dividends, you can see here, 123. And no, reinvestments, 246. This is the number that's interesting to us. And over here it's 373. And there's also the government dividends, which is 50% because of interventionism. I think I'm missing something in the maths. I don't remember how it exactly works. So just trust me that somewhere the investments is applied double, I think. Or maybe not. Maybe it was fixed. Never mind. Government control is good, probably. I don't know. There's a lot of numbers, and I've forgotten most of the maths. Wait, what's the problem with... Wait, where did all the grain go? Oh, it's something that for some reason happens sometimes. Like, all the employment in buildings just goes down to 0 in the entire industry. I'm not sure why that happens. It's pretty weird. So you guys are still keeping up with the production over here. Okay, I guess maybe we do need more construction, huh? And the private sector keeps up the pace. Maybe I will need even 2. But tooling workshop needs to get done first. It's going to be a while. Now, just to check. Return state. We have a claim only on this? Just in theory. Great Britain would actually favor Ottomans more than Russia favors us. What? Ideological differences? Brother, didn't you set up my government? The Russian well voting. If I recall, that's how Greece was founded, but sure, I guess we can suck up to them a little bit as well. We have National Guard, which... Oh! I removed the armed forces from the government to achieve this. Oops. It's fine, it's fine. So now we have whooping 2 battalions of conscripts, which does mean we increased our army by 30%, technically speaking. Yeah, I guess I need to suck up to Great Britain a little bit. Yeah, I need to make sure the Ottomans are going to be alone. And yeah, Russia doesn't... Invite to the power block. You know what? Yes. Just get me to your customs union. And presumably, I will be able to have higher standard of living than friggin' Russia. And at least I should have advantage when it comes to tech, not to tech, to laws. So in theory, I should be able to get it done. And getting some Russians inside the territory would be quite nice as well. This might be a way to get things done. Now we are on the timer. They're pretty much going to vassalize me in a year or so, because that's how the Russian power block works. But yeah, this is pretty much what I wanted to achieve. And we will start this campaign as a subject of Russia, which I think is going to be an interesting change of pace, a little bit at least. I don't think I was a subject in any one of my campaigns, so that's good. We are starting to work on 9 infantry, which, wow, amazing. And we didn't get the first spread of tech yet, even. GDP is not exactly exploding, but part of it is just very, very slow construction. This tooling workshop is the most expensive thing we are going to get for quite a while. And actually, another thing is, yeah, we are losing quite a lot of this construction points to the private sector, which apparently is able to secure building something constantly, which is considering the size of our economy, is kind of impressive in a way. I want to spread them a little bit, simply because there's logging camps in both. And also another thing to consider is infrastructure. It is not unlimited. We can get ports, luckily, because it's all coastal. And ports wouldn't be... I mean, they're expensive, but we can spend a little money on that, especially right now. Surprised we have that many radicals. Standard of living. It is something that can happen when you are the peasanting people. Their standard of living is actually going down. If we manage to join the Russian market, and granted, the Russian market is not exactly a paradise in a lot of ways, but we could specialize. We could get a lot of iron for them. We could get them. Fools are a bit expensive to get. What we could specialize in? Iron. Well, we would have cheap wood, which is good because we have actually quite limited resources of that. And a lot of goods that are just here, like wine would go in price so much, it would probably increase standard of living of our people quite a bit. Grain is about the same price. Iron is going down, wow. We could also train some of the Russian stuff. Probably would be focusing on tools quite a bit. So yeah, I, for one, welcome our Russian overlords. Actually, since we're not doing anything, appointed bureaucrats is probably as good as we're gonna get for a while. Royal army, couldn't possibly wish for more. State religion is actually going to be absolutely fine because if we are going to get migrations, it's going to be from Russia, so it's going to be, a lot of them are going to be Orthodox. Lowering this to racial segregation would be actually kind of nice, but you would need to get rural folk on it. And ideally we would go all the way to cultural exclusion. But it would be a good step. And is there anything else? I mean, we're already on tenant farmers, which is pretty decent. Dedicated police force, actually. That would be pretty nice. And Londoners are so happy they're not going to oppose it at all. Yeah, Londoners are very weak in Greece at the start. Switching school type might be a bit more difficult. But this is for free. And okay, I think this is going to be a good place to place the first pause. So, GG, new campaign, exciting new world. Nothing weird happening yet, but as we all know, AIs are just waiting to show me something wild going on somewhere at some point. But yeah, GG and see you on the next one.